Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Daivim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamadirayet. I offer my humble salutations to Saint Vedavyasa. Today, I have four announcements to make. The first one is, as we all might have heard on the news and read from the news, there was a mob lynching of two sadhus in Palghar district of Maharashtra. Let us not go into the details of it, but pray for their Atma Shanti for 10 seconds by observing 10 seconds silence. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. The second announcement for today is we are going to have an opening song for the forthcoming videos, and the song is sung by Raghavendra of Mechanical Department of Shastra University. Our country is our pride. From our birth, it has provided us with everything. We must be thankful and grateful. Therefore, our opening song will be Jayati Jayati Bharata Mata, which will be sung by Raghavendra of the Mechanical Department of Shastra University, as I mentioned earlier. He has been under the lineage of four gurus, namely Saroja Ma'am, his own grandfather Karekudi V. Shankaran. Then he went under the lineage of Tiruchi Kalyanaraman Ramesh, and now he is learning under Karur Krishnamurti Bhagavatam. Let us make ourselves proud of the nation by having this song as our opening title song from the upcoming episodes.
जयति जयति भारत माता बुध गीता 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 निखिल मतवन निरतनत जन सुगीता निखिल मतवन निरतनत जन सुगीता निखिल मतवन निरतनत जन सुगीता जयति जयति जयति
Bharat Mata Ki Jai. The third announcement is at the end of the video, there is going to be a 2-line Swasti Vachana. I request every viewer to try to memorize it, and I'll also explain what it is at the end. And the fourth announcement is some of the viewers requested for a separate playlist for chanting of the Bhagavad Gita. We have these videos for Bhagavad Gita lecture sessions for discourses, but I will also be uploading a separate playlist for chanting, wherein I'll be chanting the first quartet and I'll be giving you time to repeat it, then the second quartet of the shloka, such that for beginners who want to learn the Bhagavad Gita, it will be an easy medium to help everyone. Now let us go back to where we had stopped in our last session. After all the blowing of the conches is over, now what is happening here is अथ व्यवस्थितान् दृष्ट्वा धार्तराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वजः प्रवृत्ते शस्त्रसम्पाते धनुरुद्यम्य पाण्डवः. We must remember Sanjaya is narrating the incidents to King Dhritarashtra. He says, the mighty Arjuna, having seen the opposition, the enemy in front of him, he, bearing the crest of Hanuman on his flag, took up his bow and arrows as the first sounds of weapons started clashing and they were ready to start the war. He took his weapons, his Gandiva, his arrows, and he started speaking to Lord Krishna. Let us see what he spoke in the upcoming shloka. But it is important to understand about the story or the incident why he got the name Kapidhwaja. Kapidhwaja means the person who has the Hanuman crest on his banner, on his flag. How did this come into existence? It is a very, very interesting story to look into. What happened was during his pilgrimage, Arjuna went on pilgrimage, and during his pilgrimage, before the war, he happened to travel south because while going for pilgrimage, the kings visit all the places south, north, east, west. So he happened to come to the south side and he came to Rameshwaram in the southernmost part of Tamil Nadu. He came to Rameshwaram, and it is very important to observe that what he saw was remains of the Ramasetu. It was broken a bit, tarnished a bit because there had been one yuga since it had been constructed, but it was present in a bit of a damaged condition. Today it has fully sunk into the ocean because it has been one more yuga, but it very much existed. It very much existed. The Ramasetu existed, and Arjuna gives an account of how it looks. It looks a bit tarnished, a bit broken because of the seawater. And he says, "Oh, so this is the great bridge that Sri Rama had constructed in order to take the Vanarasena across the Sagara." And then they went to pray to Lord Rameshwara. They prayed to Lord Rameshwara, and then Arjuna came out and said, "Why did not Sri Raman construct a bridge with arrows? Why did he have to stick to stones?" As soon as had asked the question, a small monkey came by and asked Arjuna if he really thought that the arrow bridge of all things could hold the stalwarts such as Nala, Nila, Sugriva. He says they are not only physically powerful but also have high intellect and their knowledge weighs down the bridge. The bridge of arrows can't even hold down their knowledge. Forget their physical weight. Arjuna immediately said, "It is very easy to build a bridge," and said, "It is a challenge. If I fail to build a bridge, I will enter into a pyre of fire and sacrifice my life." The monkey agreed. The first time he constructed a bridge with arrows, the monkey went and placed its thumb on the bridge and the bridge broke down. The monkey offered another chance to Arjuna. Again, the same incident occurred. The third time, the same incident happened and Arjuna had failed. He immediately went and constructed a pyre of fire. He wanted to enter it when a small boy of teen age stopped him and said, "Oh, was there a challenge here? Who was the judge?" Nobody answered. And he said, "If there is no judge, how can there be a fair amount of competition? I will be the judge for this challenge. Let us see what happens." And then he tells Arjuna to not only place his faith on himself, but on the divine. Arjuna immediately happened to get a bit of enlightenment. He prayed upon Lord Narayana and constructed a bridge. This time, the monkey pressed its thumb on the bridge, it did not break. He stepped on to the bridge, it did not break. He started jumping on it, it did not break. Started growing in size. Started growing in size to a large stature, it still did not break. As soon as the monkey started growing, Arjuna immediately realized who it was. It was none other than Anjaneya, who had gone to Sri Lanka along with Lord Rama. Immediately upon seeing Anjaneya, he bowed before his feet. Anjaneya also realized that there is some Maya involved. He immediately cleared a few arrows and saw that the Sudarshana Chakra was placed below it. That's why the bridge did not sink. Arjuna and Anjaneya immediately understood who the boy was. They turned to the teenager and bowed before him, and the teenage boy transformed himself into the form of Lord Narayana and said, "O Hanumanta, Anjaneya, Arjuna has won. He has constructed a bridge such that it would not break under your weight. He has also realized that his own human power of arrows would not have been enough, and that is why the Ramasetu was needed." As a scientific aspect, what had happened for the Ramasetu when Nala and Neela touched it was it started floating because of the pores that had gotten engraved into the rocks because of writing Sri Jaya Sri Rama on the stones. It had been chiseled on the rocks, and this caused a lot of pores on the surface of the rocks. That made the rocks into a pumice material, which made it float. It is very scientific. And Arjuna realized that his effort was nothing in front of this divine power present in front of him. So Anjaneya accepted that he would help Arjuna in the war by attaching himself to his banner, to his flag. In this way, he would also help Arjuna and would fulfill his own asha of staying with his Lord Rama, beloved Lord Rama, because Krishna was Rama's Swarupa anyway. In that way, Hanumanta would be blessed. He would be happy by staying near his Lord Rama always. And thus is the story of how the Kapidhwaja was became a part of Arjuna's chariot. And then we also need to address one important part here. Many Bhashyakaras have claimed that Krishna and Arjuna had actually time traveled. They had time traveled by traveling at the speed of light when the Bhagavad Gita was preached to Arjuna, and that's why nobody else was able to look at this incident happening or attack Arjuna. Oxford University has authenticated a terracotta tablet wherein it is depicted that Krishna and Arjuna were time traveling. There is another message given by the Bhashyakaras that Krishna had stopped time like what had happened during the Karnavadha. He had stopped time. They also say that Krishna had communicated directly to Arjuna's subconsciousness. That's why it did not take much time. It was very quick. He had made Arjuna understand by directly preaching to his subconscious, not his conscious memory, but his subconscious. Like an example of how the preaching is done, if any one of you follow Harry Potter, in the Forbidden Forest at the end of the Deathly Hallows, Albus Dumbledore preaches to Harry about life and afterlife. When Harry dies due to the spell cast by Voldemort, Harry dies, and in that situation, Dumbledore preaches to Harry about life, and nobody else knows what happened because he directly preached to his subconscious. Finally, scholars have also stated that in the Dwapara Yuga, the learning and understanding rate was extremely high. So that's why it did not take much time for the rendition of Bhagavan Tattva to Arjuna. So these four factors explain how the transition of knowledge inside Arjuna happened. One, they might have time traveled, time might have been stalled. Krishna directly communicated to the subconscious of Arjuna, and the learning rate was very fast. All these factors contributed to the Bhagavad Gita being preached in a very quick fashion to Arjuna. Now, as we have seen that Sanjaya was narrating about how Arjuna picked up Gandiva and his arrows. And what happens is explained in the shloka. ऋषिकेशं तदा वाक्यम् इदमाह अर्जुन उवाच सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये रथं स्थापयमेच्युत. He picks up his arrows, bow, and starts talking to Krishna. He says, "Oh Krishna, please station my chariot between the two armies. Senayor Ubhayor Madhye. Please station my chariot immediately in a particular position where I can see both the armies in such a position." Then he continues saying, Yavadetan niriksheham yodhukamanavasthitan kairmaya saha yodhavyam asmin rana samudhyame. He repeats, please station my chariot such that I can see who all have assembled here in order to fight. Let me, for once, look at the people whom I have to battle with. Let me look at those stalwarts who I am going against. Let me look at those people who are fighting for my side. Let me look at those who are fighting for the opponent side. I want to have a view of the whole battlefield, O Krishna. Station my chariot in such a way. योत्स्यमानानवक्षेहं ययेतेऽत्र समागताः धार्तराष्ट्रस्य दुर्बुद्धेः युद्धे प्रियचिकीर्षवाम्. I for once, Krishna, want to see those who are blind to Duryodhana and his brothers' foul attitude, foul thought process, just like how Dhritarashtra was. I want to see those who have the motive only to please Duryodhana and his brothers and have no thought of dharma. I want to see those people who have achieved so much in their life and yet have now fallen into the fallacy of making Duryodhana and his brothers happy. Just in order to make them happy, they have stepped up into the side of adharma. They have blinded themselves from the vision of dharma. It is very interesting to note here that as the yugas succeed each other, there is a very significant transition of good and evil. So we look at the first yuga, Satya Yuga, evil had to do a lot of penance and tapasya just to cause trouble, and dharma was so strong such that it was easy for a person to follow dharma rather than adharma. I'll give you a very notable example of this so that it is easily understood. We all know the story of Hiranyakashipu and Prahalada, right? Hiranyakashipu did massive penance in order to gain his powers, and he used these powers for adharma. Prahalada was a great bhakta, but he did not do much penance. He was a great bhakta, and that was enough for Lord Narayana to come and save him from adharma. Next, let us look at the Treta Yuga, where Ravana did great tapasya in order to gain his powers, and equivalently Rama had to do tapasya and learn from his gurus and do a lot of penance to Lord Shiva in order to gain his powers. So this is the transition. Dharma was very strong in the Satya Yuga, such that Dharma could conquer adharma just by following the path of Dharma. In the Treta Yuga, even dharma has to struggle. Even dharma has to do some penance in order to match the power of adharma. Next, we come to the Dwapara Yuga, where Duryodhana does not do any tapas, but he easily goes into the path of adharma. Whereas Arjuna and the Pandavas have to undergo a lot of struggle. Arjuna had to do tapasya for a long time in order to gain prowess of the Pashupatastra and the various Divya Astras. He had to undergo a very valiant effort and penance in order to gain these weapons. So, if we look at the transition in the Dwapara Yuga, Adharma came into existence very easily. Dharma, in order to match its prowess, in order to bring that power, had to do a lot of penance. And then now we look at the Kali Yuga, where the easiest way to do something is to go in the path of Adharma. And in order to Dharma to surface during this time, massive tapas is needed. That is why in the Satya Yuga, Bhagavan easily came to earth in order to take avatars. Predominantly, 4 or 5 of the avatars happened in the Satya Yuga. Then, during the Treta Yuga, we can count Parashurama to be in a part of the Treta Yuga. Even though he existed during the Satya Yuga, his reign ended during the Treta Yuga. So he existed till the Treta Yuga and Rama. So 2 avatars during Treta Yuga. In Dwapara Yuga, there are 1 or 2, depending on whether we look at the school of thought where it is Balarama and Krishna or Krishna and Buddha. If it's Balarama and Krishna, we look at, again, there are 2 avatars. So there is a reduction in the number of avatars because adharma is surfacing very easily nowadays. In the Satya Yuga, the easiest way to do something was to do it in the dharmic path. If you have to do some adharma, you have to be very clever, very intelligent, very powerful. You have to plan it out to do it in an adharmic fashion. Today, in order to do it in a dharmic fashion, you have to be very hardworking, perseverant. You have to be very patient in order to achieve something in a dharmic way. An example for this is without giving any bribe, if we want to get any action done today or in the last few years. Now, I hope the situation is improving with the evolution of virtual services. Bribes effect has gone down. But in the previous years, during 2010, 2005, 2011 period, in order to get something done, we had to pay bribe to make it done. We had to pay an amount in order for the action to get completed fast or easily. Or if you wanted to do it in the right way, it took a long time. It took a lot of your effort. You had to roam between many buildings and get many signatures from many people in order to get this done. So this is an example of how easy it was to step into the adharmic path and how difficult it is to persevere dharma. What we must understand, in all the yugas, it is sakshi that those who have persevered dharma, however difficult the struggle might have been, they have succeeded at the end. They have met the Lord at the end. They have had the grace of looking at Paramatman in the end. And those who have not, they die in the most horrific ways. So, the incidents that occur to our life is because of our karma bandha, which I'll be talking about in the subsequent shlokas. When we talk about karma, I'll also be talking about karma bandha, the attachment of karmas to our athman. But looking at this point now where the evolution has happened over the yugas, it is the responsibility of us, the citizens of the world, the people of the world, to take in the path of dharma as strongly as possible, despite how difficult it might be. It may be difficult, it may seem impossible, but we have to persevere the path of dharma in order to finally succeed in life. The samsara sagara, to succeed in samsara sagara, pursuing the path of dharma is the only way. Our Vedas say Satyam Vada Dharmam Chara. Speak the truth, follow the path of dharma. follow the path of righteousness. This is a continuous tense, present continuous tense, which means keep following the path of dharma, keep speaking the truth. It is very interesting to see that our Vedas are always in present tense. That is, it is always true. It is like a universal truth. The sun rises in the east is a universal truth, right? The same way, speak the truth is a universal truth. Follow the path of dharma is a universal truth. It is always right. In no yuga, speaking the truth will become an unrighteous act. If we look at Harishchandra, if we look at Rama, they have all followed the path of dharma and they have spoken the truth, and that's why today they are celebrated, they are prayed to, they are seen as great people, inspirations. And that is why, without any of the expectations of these, we must follow the path of dharma. I cannot tell you how hard it might be, but we have to do it. I'm stressing on this because, as I told you, the evolution is in such a manner. It is very easy for adharma to take precedence, but in us, we must allow dharma to take precedence first. So, with that note, we look at the various karma for which Dhartarashtrasya Durbuddhehe is valid. Durbuddhehe means the foul-mindedness. Arjuna calls Duryodhana to be an evil-minded one for a variety of reasons, because he has proof for that. He says, one, from his childhood, he poisoned Bhima first with the motive of killing him. Then there was the wax house burning in order to, with the motive to kill the Pandavas entirely. Then Duryodhana invited Yudhishthira to the dice game where he, with Malais, defeated Yudhishthira because he only chose Shakuni to cast the dice for him. His inability to share the kingdom with the Pandavas was also a motive of greed. Pandavas only asked for 5 villages and he denied that. He only wanted it for himself and he never wanted the Pandavas to be happy. Then there was the Draupadi Vastrapaharana, the disrobing of Draupadi in the midst of so many great people, which was the peak of evil mindedness of Duryodhana and his brothers, with the exception of Vikarna, as I have mentioned in the previous sessions. And then during Arjuna's penance, he sends a demon to disturb Arjuna's penance so that he let him not get the divine astras. So all these make Arjuna utter the words that Dhartarashtrasya Durbuddhehe, the evil-minded Duryodhana and his brothers, I want to see who have succumbed to his power alone and forgot the path of dharma. With that note, today I offer a prarthana to everyone to follow the path of dharma and not be cursed by someone like Arjuna in their later life. Let someone not mention our name saying he has not followed the path of dharma. Let us always be in the path of dharma. And I was talking about the Swasti Vachana. The Swasti Vachana is a prayer for all the people to remain happy, healthy, and safe. And at this period of time, it is very, very important for everyone to remain happy, healthy, and safe. स्वस्तिः प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्ताम् न्यायेण मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः सज्जनाः सन्तु निर्भयाः अपुत्राः पुत्रिणः सन्तु पुत्रिणः सन्तु पौत्रिणः अधनाः सधनाः सन्तु जीवन्तु शरदां शतम्. Let all the good people in the world, let the entire world be loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Let them be happy, comfortable. Kale varshata parjanyaha. Let there be timely rain. Prithvi sasya shalini. Let the world be green and glorious. Desho ayam kshobarahitaha. Let the country be free of drought, any failure of crops, any excess of monsoon, let it be free of all these ailments. Sajjana santu nirbhayaha, let all the good people be fearless, such that let there be no harm be done to them. Like how what happened in Palghar, let there not be any such incident. For all the Sajjana, aputra putrina santu, people want an issue, let them have their child, let them have children. Adhana sadhana santu, let people whoever want whichever kind of wealth, because in this world many people have different kinds of expectations of wealth. Some people want money, some people want knowledge, some people want fame, some people want moksha. Let them get whatever they want, and let the whole world be a happy place. With this prayer I conclude my session today. गोविन्देति सदा ध्यानं गोविन्देति सदा जपं गोविन्देति सदा ध्यानं सदा गोविन्दकीर्तनम्